Welcome back. Today I'm going to make a duck call. Actually I made 5 of them, but we're just going to show one in the video. Craig at ChefwareKits sent me a care package, and I'll show you the other stuff as we go through the video, but this stuff right here is amazing. I'm not sure what they're calling it or a brand or anything else, but it's CA glue. It has no odor, you don't have to activate it, and it has a 30 to 40 second delay. It waterproofs things like this, soaks into the wood. I did it inside and out on all the calls. It works fantastic. But keep in mind too, if you get some of it, it is CA glue, so it will stick your fingers together just like regular CA glue. It just takes a little bit longer. One other thing before I start, the turning part of the call, when I did that, so I get asked this a lot too, so I sped it up. I doubled the speed on the video, and I just cut out very minimal amount, me moving around and stuff like that. So I think it brought it down to about 4 minutes. So turning this whole call, sanding it, everything was 8 minutes total. So they don't take very long, and they're fun little spindle projects and stuff like that. All right, let's go ahead and get started, and at the end of the video too, I'll talk a little bit about the other things. The wood shop is sponsored by Robust Lathe, Easy Wood Tools, and ChefwareKit. Here's the mandrel I'm going to use, and it's 5/8 for 5/8 insert, and overall length is 5.5 with your Morse taper there, and the part where the call is 2.5. I usually make my calls about 2 3/4, so it'll stick out a little bit from the end, which is perfect. So when you're using something like this too, you always want to use a drawbar, and it's threaded in the end there. So like drawbar through there, thread on your mandrel. Just go all the way down on it, just to make sure, and then tighten up the other end. For duck calls, I use a 3" by 1.5" blank. Find center on it and use a 5/8" brad point to drill all the way through it. This CA glue has no odor and you don't have to activate it. Just wipe it on with a paper towel and it has a 30 to 40 second delay. After it dries, pull it off the mandrel, put a little bit inside, wipe it around with a paper towel a little bit, and waterproof the inside as well. I filmed 5 of these and forgot to film this part every single time. So after the CA glue dries, just lightly scuff it with 600. On 2 of the calls, I used the Hut Ultra Gloss just to see what it would do. So I'm going to reapply that to this call right here, and the other 3 I buffed. When the wheels are new, they need to be prepped, and it's a mess. I have the dust collector going and I put on a mask because there's lint flying everywhere. So you need to take a piece of 100 grit sandpaper and put it on board and prep the wheel. I'm going to put on the carnauba wax on next, and the first time you apply it to the wheel, whatever polish it is, you really need to coat the wheel good. So a lot more than in between polishing your next bowl or something. You don't need to put on quite as much, but you really need to get the wheel coated the first time. And keep in mind too, there's a little bit of an art to polishing on a wheel like this. You don't want to leave it in one spot very long, it'll burn it. So just keep rotating the piece around until you get a nice even finish all the way around. Just find a good waterproof glue and try not to use too much when you're gluing on the band. There we go. On Monday's video I'll show putting the pins in it. I just kind of ran out of time, and they really do need to have pins in them. These things are out in the weather a lot and the wood shrinks and swells. Out of the 5 I did, 2 of them failed already. No matter what it says on the bottle about gluing to metal and wood and plastic, it really doesn't. So these things need to have little pins put in them, and I'll show you how I do that. A couple things. There's the little mandrel I used that he gave me. So it works really nice, slick, and he also makes he makes a 5/8 inch one for goose calls as well. That one has a little sleeve on it. It's a little bit different, but it basically works the same way. And the buffing system. So I need to play around with this a little bit more. I'm not really familiar with it, and I'm not sure about all the other compounds, so I need to watch some videos and figure out exactly what I'm doing before I ruin a big bowl or something. So I'll do that. But this thing's slick. It's so this is just the pad that screws onto it, but this little bar here, goes right into your headstock and gets it way away from the headstock, so you can get inside of big bowls and things. You can get in there and polish them up, opposed to some of the other ones are just run down the spindle, and you can't really do big bowls or anything on them. But so that is slick, and I will figure that all out. I think that was about it. I hopefully by Friday, into Friday or something, he'll have this up on his website, and we'll figure out what the name of it is. But so far it works awesome. I'm very pleased with the way that works. I played it, I use CA glue quite a bit on other things, but the one brand I have is I'm not sure what brand it is, but anyway, when you put it in, you squirt the activator on it, and it's still not hard underneath. It doesn't, I get to turning, and it's still soft under there until it hits the air. So I'm not sure, but this stuff seemed to work great, soaked right into the wood, which was nice. And like I said, it gives you a little bit of time to work with it. So we'll figure out what the name of that is, and I'll put it down in the description when I figure it out. All right, I think that is about it. If this is your first time here, I have a new project video every Friday. I hope to see you there. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe. Take care.